Hello, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my home. Today we are going to be doing I Am Worthy yoga. And if you like this class and you found it helpful, please let me know in the comments down below if you liked this class as well. Make sure you like it. Just a reminder, it'd be nice to know how I'm doing, if you are enjoying my classes or if there's anything maybe you're not too fond of that you think I could use a little critiquing on. I'd love to know how I'm doing, and I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here and showing up, and I wouldn't be here without you, so thank you. Also, just a note, in all of my yoga classes, but this one as well, down in the description box below, you can find a link to a Spotify playlist that was customized just for the series that this yoga class is a part of, which is our self-empowerment series. So you can go there and you can find a custom playlist to play along with our yoga class, or you can play your own music, whatever you prefer. But yes, so this is a part of our self-empowerment series, and today's class is called I Am Worthy, because I decided to call it that because it's kind of making a proclamation, and I really wanted you and even myself to make that proclamation and to say I am worthy. It's all about claiming that. So whatever it is that you're going through or seeking or you're in need of, through energy and movement, we will work through reclaiming your self-worth together. So before class begins, take a moment to set your intentions. What is it deep down that you know you're worthy of, that maybe circumstance isn't allowing you to accept? I know I'm getting real deep here, but I'm serious, because you are so worthy. And I think deep down you know that, but there's just some things in your way that are keeping you from that. So be thinking about that and maybe keep that idea or intention throughout our class and bring yourself back to that as we work through some of those obstacles potentially today. And hopefully you leave class today feeling a little bit more empowered and you can take that off the mat with you. So let's begin. So we're going to begin in mountain pose. So standing at the top of your mat, bring your feet hip-width distance apart. You can spread your toes for some grounding and stability. Go ahead and really strengthen up through your legs, squeezing your hamstrings and your glutes. Don't lock your knees. Make sure that your knees are relaxed. Bring your tailbone and down, belly in. Roll your shoulders back, palms forward. Deep breath in. You can close your eyes here. Taking a moment just to feel how strong you are. You are a mountain. You're standing tall. You are unwavering. Inhale, reach your arms up. And close your eyes. We're going to make a circle around us, an energy circle, using our hands and our arms and our heart. So on your next inhale, reach really tall with your arms and your fingers and just feel yourself grow. With your palms facing down or away from each other at this point, slowly, very slowly, begin to bring your arms out, reaching out and stretching out around you to your sides, like wings. Remember to engage your core here for stability. We're really focusing on this feeling, this energy we're feeling as we slowly bring our arms down. Once you get about halfway down, you should feel like you're pushing against an invisible force. As you feel this force you are pushing against, imagine it to be a block that you are working through. Feel your hands pushing it away. Once you break through that block, imagine rays of energy streaming out of your fingers. As your hands and your arms come down, feel the energy as you bring your hands together. When your circle is complete, take a moment to feel and imagine a glow of energy around you. And your heart is at the center. You can begin to open your eyes. Bring your hands to your side. Our feet are still in mountain. So root down in your left foot. We're going to build up our tree. So spreading your toes wide, really grounding into that left side, strengthening your left leg. Once you find that balance and stability, find a focal point ahead of you, and then bringing your right foot to build your tree. Your kickstand can be at your calf, not your knee. That would not be safe. Or you can bring it up to your thigh if you're comfortable with that. Checking your hips, making sure your left hip isn't bumping out. Squaring them up, standing nice and tall. You can bring your hands to your heart. And if you're comfortable, you may grow your tree up. Slowly up. If you're comfortable, bringing your arms out and letting your tree bloom. Checking your breath, making sure your breathing is stable and you're not holding your breath, trying to keep your balance. Bringing your hands together if they're not already. And then gently let your right foot down to meet the left. Go ahead and shake out your legs there. And now we're going to ground into our right foot. And then our right leg, finding that sturdiness in our tree trunk, focal point in front of us. And then we'll build up our tree on the left side. Bringing your hands to heart center. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and grow your tree. And allow your tree to bloom. How's your breathing? being here with your body. If you let your mind wander, you may lose your balance. If your hands are not together already, bring your hands together and then allow your foot to come down to meet the right and shake out those legs. We're going to bring our feet wide, so you may want to face the long edge of your mat. Bring your feet just a little bit wide. And we're going to point our right foot towards the back of our mat. Bring your arms up to about shoulder height. Looking in front of you, hinging at your hips. You're really tall. Begin to reach forward like you're reaching for something. You have your eye on the prize and you want that. And when you're ready, bring the back of your hand down to meet your calf. And you can reach your back arm up, or you can bring it to your hip if that bothers your shoulder. Making sure your shoulders are rolled back away from the ears. You can gaze forward, you can gaze down, or you can even gaze up. Bring your back arm down, and then bring your back foot so the toes are pointing forward. And both feet should be flat on the ground. And still hinging at the hips here. You're going to correct your hips. So our hips were kind of out like this for triangle. We're going to square our hips here. And then again, hinging at the hips. Fold forward over your front leg for pyramid. You can bring your head down almost as if the forehead is magnetically drawn towards the knee. Obviously, forehead to knee would be very difficult, so if your forehead and knee don't touch, no sweat. Your hands can be on your thigh, on your calf, at your ankle, or on the floor. Your back is nice and flat. Your shoulders are back. Taking a moment here to breathe into your front leg, focusing your breath there. Bending your knee generously, place your hands on the floor and bring your back foot to meet the front. Forward fold. Pressing into your feet, bending your knees. Reach up really tall. And then we're going to bring our tailbone back like we're sitting in a chair. Our arms are up by our ears, straight. Checking your toes. Your knees shouldn't be over your toes. You should be able to see your big toes. And your weight should be in your heels. So make sure you can wiggle your toes as well. Really engage here in your core, squeezing that. Place your palms together and bring them to your heart. Now, your knees and your feet should be about hip width distance apart. If you have trouble with this, you can put a yoga block between your knees. Sitting in chair can be tricky, so if you need breaks, you can forward fold and then come back into chair just to give your legs a rest. If you're comfortable, we're going to do a twist in our chair. So making sure as you twist, so we're going to twist first to the left, checking your knees. You don't want your hips to move when you twist, so it should just be your torso. Check your knees to make sure that they're still even. And twisting. And if you can bring your elbow between your legs or to the outside of your leg. Good. Coming back to center. Go ahead and forward fold for just a second. Give your legs a break. Maybe shake them out a little. Okay, we're going to come back into our chair and we're going to twist to the other side. Twisting, checking your knees. Maybe dropping your elbow between your knees or over your leg. If you're just working on your chair, no worries. And forward fold. Let your knees relax here. So go ahead and bend your knees generously. Place your hands on the floor and step back behind you. Spread your palms really wide for stability. Walk your feet in a little bit further, bending your knees for downward facing dog. If you want, you can walk your dog. Or maybe you just want to find some stillness here. Looking between your hands. Go ahead and step forward. Coming back to our mountain pose. Forgive me, I've been battling a cold. So now we're in our mountain pose and we're going to go to the other side. So bring your feet wide. And point your front toe to the front of your mat. And reaching your arms up, shoulder height, hinging at the hips, really focusing in front of you, grabbing for something you want very dearly. And then when you're ready, bring the back of your hand down to meet your calf and reach your back arm either up or at your hip. Gaze forward. Bring your back arm down and then bring your back foot so the toes are pointing forward. Here, squaring your hips. So they were out. Let's bring them in, squaring your hips. And then hinging at your hips, folding over your leg, bringing your crown down, forehead to knee, placing your hands on your thigh or your calf or on the floor. Nice straight back. Focusing your breath here in your front leg. Good. Bend your front knee generously and bring your back leg up to meet the front so that your feet are even and together. Bend your knees, pressing through your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, we're going to sit back down in our chair. Bring your hands to heart center, squeezing your core for stability, wiggling your toes, making sure you're putting the weight in your heels and not in your toes. Inhale here, and if you're comfortable, we're going to twist. So an exhale, twisting your torso to the right, checking your knees, making sure they're even and that you're not moving your hips. You can drop your elbow if you're comfortable. Coming back to center, exhaling, forward fold. You can kind of shake out your knees here. Inhale back into our chair. Hands to heart center. And if you're twisting, we're going to the other side. So engaging your core here. Inhale and twisting to the other side. Check your knees. Remember to breathe. Bringing your elbow down. Coming back to center. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees generously. Hands to the floor. And step your feet back into your downward facing dog. If you can, find just a moment of rest here. Remembering the intentions we set at the beginning of class. Bring your knees to the floor and find a nice tabletop position with your hands under your elbows and your shoulders. Knees under your hips. We're going to go into a few cat-cows. So inhale, dropping your belly, chest forward, eyes forward, or they can be closed here if you want. And exhale, rounding into your spine, belly button up, chin to chest. Inhale, rolling your shoulders back, dropping your belly. And exhale, rounding up into your spine. Go ahead and take a few cat-cows at your own pace. Okay, when you're ready, come bring your bottom to the floor, sitting down, and then bring your legs in front of you. We're going to go into boat pose, but before we do, we've been doing a few yoga poses that have been engaging our core more. And that's because we find within us power from our gut, like that gut feeling, that gut motivation. And that's where we're finding our worth today. That's where we're digging from. We're digging from our gut because we know in our gut that we are worthy. So through these next couple of poses, I just want you to think about that, especially because I'm going to get shaky. You might get a little shaky, and that's okay. And just tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy, and I've got this. Because you do. You do. So, boat pose. Our feet are flat on the floor in front of us with our knees bent. Our hands are behind our thighs, and our spine is nice and tall. Shoulders rolled back away from our ears. Squeezing your core. Go ahead and begin to lean back, keeping that nice straight spine from your sit bones all the way up to your crown of your head. And you're using your core to stabilize yourself. You may stay here. You can bring your arms out. Or if you're ready, you can bring your legs up. So wherever you're comfortable in your boat, in your practice, that's where you are right now. If you want an extra challenge, we can row the boat. Or if you just want to stay in your boat in stillness and steady water, that's fine. So we're going to row our boat if you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Go and grab your thighs. Bring your feet to the floor. No matter what kind of boat you chose, whether it was in still water or you were rowing through it, just take a moment to realize how powerful you are and to respect yourself for that. So go ahead, in whatever boat pose it was that you took, find it one more time, and then slowly, using your core to stabilize yourself, bring yourself down to the floor. You can bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Squeeze your bottom and raise it a little bit. Bring your hands under your bottom and kind of like a triangle, almost like so your finger and your thumb are touching. And place that at about the bottom of your tailbone into your buttocks. Okay, your elbows are bent, if you have long arms like me, they're probably bent. And then bring your legs straight up. We're going to squeeze and engage our core and find power in our center again. And slowly begin to lower your legs straight down. Stop where you start to feel shaky. I'd say about 30 degrees to 45 is probably a good stop. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, bring them back to your chest. Bring your legs up. I don't know about you, but my legs are sure shaky. So it's all right if you're feeling the shakes. We all are. Okay, our legs are straight up. Let's bring them back down to that spot again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and draw them back to your chest. Legs straight up. Engage your core. Bring your legs back down. And hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees. Bring your knees back to your chest. And we're going to do that one more time. Feet up, legs straight, squeezing your core, dropping your legs slowly to where you're challenged or where you feel comfortable, and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. Bring your bottom up. Bring your hands out from under you. And then bring your knees up into your chest one more time. And give yourself a great big hug. Go ahead and grab onto your elbows, your arms or wrists, wherever, and just lock in that hug. And really give yourself a moment to just appreciate you. Whether you're finding a moment of gratitude for giving yourself these few moments of peace. Or maybe you push through something you've been working on today so that you can say, I'm worthy. Because you are worthy. When you're ready, you can bring your legs down and find your favorite Savasana pose or position. My lower back tends to bother me, so I bend my knees and bring my feet as wide as the mat. I bring my knees together, and then that helps my lower back. If you struggle with that, you can do that as well. Bring your hands, palms facing up to your sides. Deep inhale here. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders and your neck. On your next exhale, relax your jaw and your brow. Feel your belly rise with every inhale. And fall gently with every exhale. If you're working through some things and trying to find your self-worth is stirring some things up, you may have unpleasant thoughts trying to intrude during this moment of stillness. I encourage you to imagine yourself sitting by a riverbank, watching the beautiful river flow, listening to the rushing water. And as those unwelcome thoughts come into your mind, just watch them float down the river. Don't pluck them out. Don't acknowledge them. Just watch them drift away and disappear. I'm holding this space for you. I will let you know when it's time to come up. You stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, let your eyes open. Bring awareness back to the breath. Inhale, reach your arms back behind you. And when you're ready, roll over to one side. And use your hands to bring yourself back up. We're going to come back to a seated position on our mat. If you have met me and you're in the seated position, go ahead and inhale, reach your arms up, palms together. As we slowly exhale, let's bring our palm slowly down, brushing our face, our forehead, our nose, and pausing at our heart. Today, when you walk off your mat, take this mantra and this feeling with you and keep reminding yourself of the truth. It's the truth when you say, I am worthy. I am worthy of rest. I am worthy of good things. I am worthy of success. I am worthy. Because you are. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. And the world needs your light. So go shine on. Namaste.